What if the original old gods arrived back here on Earth and chose to challenge Aquaman for control of the seas, with the intention of completely flooding this planet and turning everyone into crazy fish monsters? Well, that's something that's going to need the Justice League and Aquaman to come together in an epic crossover event known as the Drowned Earth. Today we're going to be beginning that story, and if you're wondering where you are, well, you have found Comicstorian, the channel right here at YouTube where we take some of your favorite trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. We then read you the story back in a dramatic manner like an audiobook. And that's pretty much all I got for you. I hope you enjoy an Aquaman-centric crossover event with the Justice League.
When he was a boy, Arthur Curry would go out with his father on their fishing boat. He wanted to find new oceans, new waters to explore. His father told him, though, that the waters had already been mapped. Now, as an adult, Arthur Curry is Aquaman, and he is in the Arctic Circle with Wonder Woman and Firestorm following a magical ship in a bottle. They are searching for an ancient hidden ship, in which is locked the legendary key to the graveyard of the gods. They search for the dead god Poseidon. The ship is buried within the ice, deep beneath the surface, and hidden within the bow of the ship lies what they seek. Suddenly, a strange creature lashes out, and it is vast, with its watery limbs created by some strange alien liquid. The trio try to fight with Firestorm caught within its liquid, and Aquaman dives in to rescue him, but it's too late. His friend is mutated, becoming some strange aquatic creature that he has never seen before. The monster grabs Arthur next, and the world goes dark. When the light returns, Arthur is confused. His armor is gone, and his skin is covered in some strange symbols. What is going on? Where am I? You are in the Blood Reef, Sea King of Earth. Welcome. The speakers are some of the sea gods, the ocean lords, and they are the invaders from the stars. And the Earth is under attack. Amnesty Bay, in the past. Lightning flashes in the skies as the waves pound against the shore, and despite the storm, Tom Curry runs to the beach, his young son Arthur in his arms. Atlanta, don't do this, he calls against the wind and the rain, and his wife, Arthur's mother, stands surrounded by sea creatures in waist-deep waters. Tom doesn't understand. They aren't safe with her around. She is doing this for Arthur. And Atlanta begins to drift under the water. She leaves them with one last parting. Goodbye, my loves. In the growing storm, Arthur calls for his mother, yet she is already gone. The Blood Reef now. On a piece of alien coral floating in another dimension, Arthur Curry is bound in chains. Strange creatures from an alien sea surround him. Their language is indecipherable, their thoughts lost to him. He tries to speak with them, yet his words bring anger and blows. The creature's hands are stayed, however. His death belongs to the Ocean Lords, Admiral Tin states, using her power to drown the creature as Arthur looks on in horror. You would kill your own men? What kind of queen are you? But Tide and the other Ocean Lords are not royalty. They are the gods from alien oceans, come to Earth to see its destruction. The others check in, and Captain Gall informs them that their fleet has blockaded the Earth. Commander Dro controls the flood, and soon the Earth will be drowned, and the people transformed into hideous monsters. Arthur begs them to stop. They need not have war. We can have peace. But it is far too late. In Gotham City, the waters have risen. The people are drowning in the streets. Commissioner Gordon struggles to get an old lady inside before she almost drowns, but everyone who comes in contact with the strange liquid is transformed. Behind him, Batman appears. Gordon's men are gone, and Batman informs him that he is coordinating with the Justice League to try and save as many as he can. Batman wants Jim out of there, though. But before his friend can respond, the old lady tackles Jim. She is now a strange fish creature, sending Jim to the watery streets. Gordon emerges, now a monster as well. Shut the door and barricade it. Get to the roof. Batman orders to the survivors and then turns to his friend. Jim rushes the Dark Knight, his claws raised. I'm sorry, Jim, I'll fix this, I swear. And with that, Batman disappears. Meanwhile, over at the Hall of Justice, Batman orders Magan to end the mental transmission that he was sending to Gotham. The League's top scientists are trying their best to figure out a solution, while the rest are trying to save the world. Batman, his body in a cast, is coordinating everything with the help of Magan's mind link. Batman orders an evac of the hall, and he informs her that he'll be staying behind to guard the totality, the mighty secret of the universe that the Justice League recently acquired. He then begins to check in with the rest of the League. Over in Metropolis, Superman is overseeing the evacuation. Thankfully, Lois is safe in the Fortress of Solitude, but across the planet, moving at blinding speeds, Flash is helping everywhere that he can. The heroes of the world are doing their best to protect the people of the Earth. In Atlantis, Queen Mera fights against her own people, transformed into the creatures that the oceans have never seen before. Her magics keep them at bay while she climbs. She needs assistance. And finally getting high enough, she rips the bars off of the prison windows, revealing the Ocean Master. Orm, are you with me? He agrees. Back at the Blood Wreath, Aquaman's prison, Arthur watches helplessly as the heroes of Earth try to save his people. Aquaman questions the gods why they would terrorize his planet. In the past, the heroes of Atlantis and the god Poseidon locked away the Ocean Lords. They watched as their own worlds died without their protection and guiding hands. For this, they have returned, and they will punish Arthur and the Earth. They are not alone. From the waters behind him rises Aquaman's oldest enemy, Black Manta. The Legion of Doom sends its regards, Arthur. In Metropolis, protective measures have failed, and the city is now underwater. Floating above it, Superman is contacted by Batman, with the League having pinpointed the source of the alien flood, a strange creature in the mid-Atlantic. His eyes glow red with anger. Tell me where this thing is, now, Clark orders. Superman arrives fast. The creature is huge, made of living water, and it turns its strange eyes on the Man of Steel as he acknowledges it. I don't know who you are. I don't know why you're here, but I need you to understand something. This world is under my protection. And with these words, the Man of Steel brings his hands together in a clap so powerful that it sends a shockwave through the beast, dissipating it. I heard that from Coast City, Flash shouts as he arrives at the scene, running so fast that his feet never actually come in contact with the water. So fast, in fact, that he can't stop as the creatures begin to reform around him. Unable to stop, the Flash runs straight into the creature's open mouth. Superman watches as that creature reforms in the ocean before him, and from behind a voice calls out, "Its name is the Flood. It comes from a race of krakens native to my homeworld." Commander Drogue rises out of the ocean atop his demonic seahorse steed. Drogue wraps his hands around the Man of Steel's throat. "And your world's reckoning has only just begun." Back on the Blood Reef, Aquaman and Black Manta begin to do battle as Admiral Tide watches on. Manta taunting Aquaman for not knowing his true power. Aquaman doesn't know of what he speaks and demands the villain fight. Tide agrees and shows him, showing him Mera. In Atlantis, Mera and Ocean Master are fighting for their lives. With Arthur reaching out to Mera, he tries to warn her, but Orm knows that they are running out of time. He sends her to the Hall of Crowns, where the remains of the greatest heroes and kings of Atlantis rest. He tells her of the legend of Orion, of the heroes that fight against the evil creatures from the stars, and with this legend, he shows Mera the crown of Orion, which should lead them to the weapon that the hero used to strike down these evil creatures. Suddenly, the wall crashes inward as Captain Gaul arrives. Mera trying to use her magic to hold off the invaders, but Orm knows that it's only a matter of time. Sacrificing himself, he buys Mera time to escape. Back on the surface, Drogue is using his powers to suck the life out of Clark's body, out of the Superman. The Man of Steel is drained and almost lifeless, and releasing him, Drogue watches as he plunges towards the surface of the water. But the Flash is there, somehow unaffected by these flood waters that are changing mere mortals. Scooping Superman up, the fastest man alive retreats from the conflict. And in the Hall of Justice, Batman orders Magan to begin an evacuation, staying behind to guard their piece of the Source Wall, the mysteries of the universe, the totality. On the Blood Reef, though, Arthur watches in despair as the Earth falls. Triumphant, Tide grabs him, her energy pulling his true power from him, the power of the life force from the ocean. Ripping it out of Aquaman's body, she releases it into Black Manta. Arthur crumbles to the floor. It's gone. I can't feel it. I can't feel the ocean anymore. This is what you felt all this time, Aquaman? Black Manta calls out. You had this much power and you used it to speak to fish? The Earth has fallen. The Ocean Lords will build a new empire, and nothing will stop them. But outside, the guards see a ship approaching in the fog. Suddenly, they are cut down by a sword, and a shield spins through the air with a glowing lasso wrapping around the final guard. Now tell me, orders an armor-clad Wonder Woman. Tell me, where the hell is Aquaman? Back at the Hall of Justice, Batman is trying desperately to reach any member of the League that is left. Trapped in his hover chair, he asks Jarro, which is actually a portion of Starro in a jar, to reach out with his telepathy.
I'm getting nothing, Dad. No one.
The little alien tells him. The totality is safe for now, but the outside walls won't hold against the waters forever. From the static finally comes a friendly voice. Batman? Flash, thank God. Were you able to defeat the thing? But Flash and Superman couldn't even make a dent in the strange alien creature. What about the rest of the team? They're right here, unfortunately. Behind them, the rest of the Justice League and the reserves, fully mutated by the alien's waters, are chasing Flash as he pushes Superman across the ocean. Superman, weakened by Droge's touch, can do little more than smack some of their former friends away when they get close. But luckily, he sports an awesome symbol eye patch now. Suddenly out of the ocean in front of them springs Swamp Thing, his body molded into tentacles. Caught in his grasp, Superman and Flash are powerless to break free. How the hell do you fight a magic fished out element? Flash yells as the tentacles squeeze tighter. He's a tree! You chop him down! Mara cries, her sword severing the former hero's limbs. We can't take them alone. We need the forces of Atlantis, Superman tells her, but Mara informs the heroes that Atlantis has been destroyed. Using Orion's crown, she transports all of them, hopefully, to where the weapon that will destroy the Flood awaits.
Oh, and what a cliffhanger we have, my friends. Who's going to win? We've got Superman failing, we've got the Flash failing, Batman's completely in a body cast because he's recovering from the Justice League storyline, and if you're curious about that totality, click down below. If you want to know what's happening next though, make sure to subscribe to our channel, as next week, next Friday, we'll be bringing you part 2 and the conclusion to Drowned Earth. And then finally, we can get back to bringing you some Justice League storylines. Thank you guys for joining us today. Let us know in the comments down below what you think about Aquaman Drowned Earth. Do you think it's a good story? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you like what's happening in Aquaman and Justice League? And also don't forget to give this video a like, and I'll see you next time right here.